Well, new details now. The fix is in for the iPhone 4 users. After mounting complaints about those bad antenna reception problems and the dropped calls, Apple stepped forward today to offer a solution to all of those customers who were concerned. Crown 4's Jonathan Bloom is here with a look at the plan. Jonathan?
Yeah, and if you think antenna problems have you tongue-tied, Pam, they had Apple tongue-tied for about 3 weeks.
Yes,
and during that time, there was a ton of speculation. There were no big surprises here because all the pundits pretty much had it right. We heard that a recall would be unlikely because it would cost so much money. Right. And we now know, in fact, that Apple is not recalling this iPhone. Instead, they're offering users free cases like this iPhone 4 bumper that I bought yesterday at the Apple store. This cost $30, but only about $1 to make. And this is something that critics have actually started calling for weeks ago because putting the phone in a rubber case like this bumper or like this third-party case can actually help fix the problem.
Right.
And so Apple didn't do anything immediately, and that just caused this firestorm of criticism to get louder. This morning, Steve Jobs gave the whole PR nightmare a name. He called it Antennagate, referring, of course, to the root of the problem, which is the iPhone 4's antenna design. Now, the press conference looked a lot like one of Steve's keynote speeches, and it lasted about an hour and a half, starting, of course, with the good news that the iPhone 4 is selling like hotcakes, but then moving on to an apology in which the CEO said the company's embarrassed that Consumer Reports won't recommend its phone and that Apple wants to do everything it can to earn back the trust of its users. Here's what he said.
We pick ourselves up, we figure out what's wrong, and we try harder. And when we succeed, they reward us by staying our users.
So, you went to the store today, and what happened?
Well, the employee there told me they're still working out the finer details. They didn't have any free cases to give out yet. He said a lot of it might happen online, and we're going to have to find out about that in the coming days. But the Apple Store employees are, of course, more than happy to tell you what they know. It's just they find stuff out on a need-to-know basis. By the way, you can see that entire press conference now live on our website at crown4.com.
All right. Well, so what do the experts think of Apple's solution to all of this? Crown 4's Kate Thompson has their reaction from Apple's headquarters in Cupertino.
After Apple's announcement about the solutions they have to fix the iPhone 4, I spoke to several technology analysts who attended the event, and many of them say Apple did the right thing and came up with the right solution.
You want your money back? Bring it back. On the other hand, as consumers, we all know that if you buy something, you pretty much, with a credit card or anything else, you have pretty much 30 days to return it. That's obvious, but I think the fact that they were willing to say, if you're still not happy and it's beyond that, we'll give you your money back.
But by acknowledging that even though it is a small percentage and still saying, but anybody gets a free case, I think is just by doing good by them and is a good faith movement that regardless of what happens, Apple's going to take care of you. And if you're really not happy, you can always return the phone.
Reporting in Cupertino, Kate Thompson, Crown 4 News.
Well, for Apple customers, there is relief that such a low-tech solution will work, and many say that they will be dusting off the phone cases they already bought and attach them to their new iPhones.
We use a case anyway with my phone because they cost too much if you drop them.
People are going to buy these things anyway. Everyone's got some kind of cover, some kind of case. So if you drop it, or there's a little more protection. So if this is all it takes, great solution as far as I'm concerned.
Probably waited that extra month or so just to fix all the problems, make sure there's nothing wrong with it.
Might have made a difference.
Yeah.
A lot of people who went to the Apple store in Los Gatos said that there were no phone cases available yet. The store clerk says they don't know when those cases will be in stock.